When injury victims don't get paid, 98% of the time, it's because of this. Are you worried about ruining your personal injury case without even realizing it? That's fine. I completely understand. It's because the process is very complicated and you could fall into a lot of traps that the insurance company sets for you. That's why I'm going to give you the 7 things that you're going to want to avoid during your personal injury case. That way you can get the most amount of money possible without screwing up your case. The first mistake that I see people make on a regular basis is not getting medical treatment. This is not only delaying the medical treatment, not getting medical treatment at all, or having massive gaps in the medical treatment. Now, I do have ways that we can work around that. I'm not going to get into those in this video, but the point is you need to make sure that you're documenting your injuries, and you do that by going to the doctor. I have seen several cases where people call us, they want us to handle their case years after the fact, months after the fact, sometimes weeks after the fact, and they've not gotten any medical treatment. And the insurance company is telling them, well, we're not going to pay you anything because you're not injured. That's the problem with it. So you have to make sure that you're documenting your injuries right away until you are fully healed up, or until the doctors tell you they can't do anything more for you. You've got to get the medical care that you deserve. And if you can't pay for it, we have a lot of methods that we can use to try to get you treatment, but you've got to find a way to get treatment if you don't have an attorney. You've got to do it. Otherwise, your case is unfortunately worth 0. The second mistake that I see people make on a regular basis is that they think that they're smarter than the doctors. Okay. And I understand that many of you are very smart. You probably have jobs where you do a really good job, but the reality is that you go to a doctor for a reason. And that's because they've got specialized knowledge in that field, and they're going to try to make you feel better. And when you ignore the doctor's advice, it is a very, very bad thing for your case, because the insurance company is just going to say, well, the doctor told you to do X, Y, and Z, and you didn't do any of it. So you clearly were not that injured. So we're going to offer you significantly less money. So you've got to follow your doctor's orders. And it's okay to have disagreement with the doctor, and maybe you get a second opinion. That's fine. But if that second opinion is the same as the first opinion, that's an indication that maybe you should follow through with what they're telling you to do. I've had a client once tell me where she says, well, I'm not going to get the surgery. These doctors say I need the surgery, but I'm not going to do it. And so she went, and we tried to negotiate the case. The offer was terrible. And I told her in advance, listen, the reality is that you're hurt. You said you're in pain on a daily basis. This isn't going to go away. Your doctors are telling you that you need a surgery. And by the way, she had gotten 3 opinions, and all of them told her that she needed the surgery. So lo and behold, she gets the surgery, and guess what happens? We get a massive, massive settlement out of it because she followed through with what her doctors told her to do. So this is absolutely crucial. The medical part of this is really important. That's why the first 2 mistakes have to do with medical, because medical is almost everything. It's not everything, but it is almost everything. So follow through with what your doctors are telling you. Number 3 on this list is apologizing. All right. And you might think, well, it's a normal thing. I get out of the car and we're both hurt and we're banged up, and I said, I'm sorry. That is a big mistake. They're going to say that you admitted fault by saying you're sorry. I understand that you're being kind, but that is a big problem. When you're corresponding back and forth with the insured, so the at-fault party, don't put anything in there about apologizing, saying sorry for something you didn't do. It is a very big mistake, especially when it's in writing or if it's recorded. They're going to use that against you. I promise you. So even if you said it at the scene, there's nothing you can do about that. By the time you're watching this video, it's too late, but that's fine. There's ways of working around that, which are completely fine. Even if you said sorry and it's a rear end crash, we can get around that. That's something where even if you said sorry, reasonable jurors are going to say, okay, they were just saying that because they were being nice. But there are other times where it's a closer call. And if you said sorry, or if you admit fault in any capacity, you've got to make sure that you somehow retract that. Or when you're communicating with the at-fault party, just don't be nice, but do not admit fault in any way. Even if you think you're just trying to be nice, you need to be very careful about how you communicate with the at-fault party. The 4th mistake on this list is not documenting the scene. And you're going to want to do this a few different ways. The more, the better. You don't have to do all of them, but you want to get photographs, you want to get videos, and you want to get names and phone numbers and contact information, emails, everything. Take pictures of their IDs, of all witnesses and all parties involved. This is absolutely crucial. I once had a case where it was a situation where it was a young kid was crossing a street. He was actually crossing it on a moped, and the judge judge of all people, was speeding down the roadway. Well, the problem was is that we didn't think we had all the evidence we needed, but luckily the parents had gone back and taken photos of the roadway, and they caught the moped, they saw the vehicle, they got skid marks, they got a lot of great information. We were able to use that information to hire an accident reconstructionist to prove that the judge was speeding. That made all the difference in the case. And that is the power of getting those photographs. You may think that it may not give you a